Y'all know I'm not gonna be there this week, which means I guess there's a seat to fill. Shout out to New Orleans.
So here we go. Unpopular opinion, but as we know, Lil Wayne is not doing the Super Bowl. So he has made an announcement that I think he's going to drop a new project today. I'm not sure if it's a single or an album, but I will say that's dope, man. Shout out to Lil Wayne, man. I will say this. He has become better over the years, and I got to give him credit. But when Lil Wayne first came out with Cash Money Millionaires, I believe that was what they first originally called themselves. Who was it? Juvenile? Who's the other guys? You know, Master P, Silk the Shaka. I mean, come on, man. These guys were responsible for the downfall and the dumbed downiness of rap music. They were not hip hop. They were no part of hip hop culture. They didn't represent anything of hip hop culture. They represented rap, dumbed down, talked about no substance, no thoughts of consciousness, nothing, absolutely nothing in their lyrics. And I understand what some of y'all are gonna say. Some of y'all are gonna say, well, hip hop doesn't always have to be conscious. But if you study the essence of hip hop and hip hop culture, you will know that it started from a conscious take. It actually started with a positive message in the hood. And then you got these people that came around later on, 10 years later, signed to Universal Music, which, by the way, seems like the label that you need to be signed to if you're an aspiring artist. Because not only when you're signed to that label will you get maximized exposure, but you can also win Grammys. Let's go back and look at everybody that won a Grammy the other day. And I can tell you right now that most likely 85%, maybe even 90% of them were all signed to Universal. Are we going to say that that's just a coincidence? And we all saw the high five that Lucien, who now we all know the chairman of Universal, gave the high five to Dre. Yo, man, let me tell you something. These are the same people that put Cash Money Records right in front of your faces. Yeah, man, are we going to deny Bling Bling was not a cultural phenomenon? Yes, it was. And I'll be honest with you, if Lil Wayne and even Drake were doing the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be mad at that. But you know what though, man? We cannot take anything away from Kendrick. Kendrick has just been, for lack of a better word, rapping his ass off, man. And we just cannot deny that. Weezy, you've been on stage multiple times in the recent years forgetting your lyrics. We all remember the Beyonce concert that you did, where you went on stage with Beyonce, who we can all agree is one of the biggest superstars today, and you forgot your lyrics. He didn't even try to cover it up. I mean, what's rule number one when you're performing? Just keep going, man. He didn't even keep going. He just stopped and said, sorry, y'all, as he was smoking his blunt. You don't think that those words got back to Jay-Z? Or maybe Jay-Z was in the building. Who knows, man? But it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Listen, what I'm trying to explain here, and I feel like I could go even deeper into this video, but I'm just going to try to keep this short and sweet. The industry, obviously, is a crooked industry that doesn't really care about none of y'all rappers. If Kendrick was the one that was on the downfall, they would be clowning him too. The same label, we all know now, well, some of us that do our research, we already knew this, but now it's become public knowledge that Drake and Kendrick and Wayne and Jay-Z and Beyonce and Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish and Eminem and should I keep going on, are all on the same label. How many times are we going to keep playing these games of Monopoly, yo? We see what's going on here, man. The industry basically said, nah, we put you out there and we made you famous. But we can also take it away from you and make you unfamous whenever we want. And as I mentioned in another video, Drake got dissed so hard that he had to go to another continent to go do his tour. That's how much the industry slammed him. By the way, did you see HBO clowning Drake on Twitter? Wasn't this the same company that he was working with? That he was putting shows out with? What was it? The show Euphoria? And then Kendrick comes and disses him at his own game with Euphoria, and then HBO says, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, Drake is corny. But you was working with this man. And furthermore, let me say this about Drake too. Weezy didn't even discover Drake. Wasn't it Rap-A-Lot Records that discovered Drake? And then they brought him to Wayne? And Wayne even did an interview where he said he wasn't even feeling Drake when he first heard him. So, well, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, this is just all like a universal music industry game, man. They don't care where the Super Bowl is or what's going on here. You know how many people watch football that don't even like hip hop? They're probably so tired of seeing rappers perform. We had what? Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, then we had Usher. Now you got Kendrick coming through. Man, there's probably a bunch of people out there that don't even want to hear rappers at the Super Bowl. So all this talk about, oh, New Orleans, oh, Wayne is New Orleans, man, he got to do that. Oh, that's wrong for the city. We got to do our own thing now. Man, get out of here, man. Ain't nobody want to hear that in the real world. Who's out there saying, oh, and you know, no disrespect to Manny Fresh, man. I respect Manny Fresh, especially a producer. Any producers out there, I respect them, man, because I understand the hustle of a producer. But I just want to say, man, ain't nobody out there other than back that ass up when you in the club every now and then and people want to get their freak on. I mean, well, do people even dance anymore in the club? Not in America. But I will say this though, man. I ain't heard nobody say, hey, put on that Master P. Ain't nobody saying that, man. And again, this ain't no disrespect to Weezy. I like some of his songs, man. The a milli, like who doesn't like that song? You know what I mean? Dope track, man. Weezy is an artist to me that he got better with age. But if we go back and we listen to the stuff that he did at 19, 20, 18, 17, however old he was at the time, trash, dude. Trash. He was obviously a psyop that was sent by the Illuminati to dumb down hip-hop culture and to dumb down music. Ain't nobody that was listening to Wu-Tang, that was listening to Outkast, that was listening to Mobb Deep, that was listening to Nas, that was listening to Primo, that was listening to, y'all know what I'm saying, man? That was listening to Public Enemy, that was listening to Rakim. Ain't nobody say, hey, yo, put on some Lil Wayne. Or maybe we got to just have two different genres, man. Maybe we need two different genres, yo. That might be another message to the Grammys. Maybe you all need to stop putting all this hip-hop in the same category because it's really different, man. Hip-hop, rap, drill, trap, all that shit is not the same. We ain't talking about the same things, man. Nas ain't talking about the same thing that Future's talking about. So that's just my little say on this, man, that, man, ain't nobody caring. The Super Bowl just happened to be in New Orleans, man. I think if the Super Bowl was somewhere else like Texas or Chicago, New York, whatever, nobody would care, man, if Kendrick was doing the Super Bowl. But it's because it's in New Orleans, everybody's making such a big deal, like, oh, Weezy got to do that. Which makes sense, because if you're going to put a rapper on, people are like, yo, it's got to be Wayne, man, it's in New Orleans. I get it, but this goes to show you how the record industry, the NFL, the entertainment industry, and all the people who run the system and run your media, entertainment distractions, basically said, we don't give a shit what you think. Like I said, man, we can make you famous and we can make you unfamous. Didn't Ice Cube say that in one of his songs? MTV will find a new nigga next year. Yo, man, it's time to wake up, man. See what's really going on out here, man. These people ain't playing with you. It's all a business, man. This is money, homie. Yo, there's only few artists out there, and Kendrick happens to be one of them, that can actually talk and represent the culture and push it to a mainstream level. Kanye is another one. But I will say this, though, man. Maybe he's right in some other ways, though, about not attending the Super Bowl or not watching the Super Bowl. But I think he's going to watch it. And I think he's going to watch the halftime show. How could you not, man? You would be that much of a hater to say, I'm not going to watch the halftime show because I didn't perform. Dude, you are a hater if that's how you feel. And you even proved my point even more so that you ain't really part of the culture. No disrespect, Weezy. Like I said, man, I respect your music as you got older. But if you really going to sit there and pout and cry because you ain't doing the Super Bowl and now you like, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to go. I'm not going. I'm not going to watch it. Man, dude, that shows that you ain't really studying the culture. And so my point is this. But maybe he is right about some things, though, about it being a distraction. I mean, come on, man. The Kansas City Chiefs and Taylor Swift again? Can it really be a coincidence, man? Can it really be just a coincidence? I don't know, man. But I think we do need to look at the bigger picture.